Welcome back to Bbpn, where we have Blood Bowl all the time, or at least 1 hour a week. I'm your host, Cadet Tank, and we have almost the conclusions of round 2. It's game about there, and we really can tell who will and will not make it by this point. As you can tell, I'm still doing the painted Blood Bowl teams in the background. This one right here was painted by the Scum. And it looks like he tried to convert some Amazons into nuns. Interesting. I like what he tried to do there. Anyway, let's get right into it. Let's go to Panda in the MCC.
Well, hello, ghouls and goblins. Welcome to the MCC. We are currently sitting on match day 4 of 5. Things are getting locked up pretty quick. Let's take a quick peek at our leaderboard. We'll take a dive into the teams and who we think's making it or not going to make it. So, take a look at our leaderboard. Mercy Flush has got first place locked up pretty nice. Definitely trimmed some team value there. Dafo's coming in with a nice second. Luke with the Devil Card Decks locking up third, and Splinter is in fourth. So, depending on the next games to be played, this fourth spot is very much in flux. Look, so 1-1, or 1-1-1, 1-0-2, 1-0-3. So, depending on these guys' next games, Splinter could be upset. Even Luke could be upset, seeing as how it looks like he's already played match day 4. So, yeah, this is it's a pretty tight race here. Mercy's pretty much shooing at 3-0-1, sitting at 9 points. So, yeah, let's take a look at the teams we think we're gonna see there. Well, actually, let's take that back. Let's take a look at the schedule, all right, and see who's left to play and kind of go from there. We got Finhell versus Pull This for the last game of match day 4. So if we take a look here, we have Finhell at 1-0-2 and Pull This Splinter at 1-1-1. This is a kind of a big deal here for these guys. If Finhell irks out and gets on top of these dwarves and kind of takes it out, it's going to be hard. I mean, he's at 850, but if he can somehow pull out a win, Splinter is in some trouble. Not only does that set any kind of tiebreaker between the two, as Finhell beats Splinter, it actually pushes his points above what Splinter's at currently with 4. So that's a very important game. I suggest you all watch it, or at least hope and pray for our underdogs here. As much as I like Splinter, I hate dwarfs, so you can already tell who I'm rooting for. Alright, so let's take a look, guys, shall we? These guys don't belong in here. Like we said before, we had some weird confusion at the start. Pay no attention to the random goblins that are chilling out here. I blame Tasserin. Alright, so let's take a look at Luke. He's got a Stabby Assassin, and he's got the Guard rolling. Wow, those are some good levels there. AG up on the Thrower. Tackle on the Witch. He's only... Okay, so there's the 4th Blitzer. He's up top. So, team looks good. Obviously, you'd like to see some more levels on the 2 Blitzers here, but he's got the Witch up, and he's got the Movement 8 Blitzer at this point. Pay no attention to the Screaming Pandas in the background. It's homework night, and they really don't like homework. So, apologies, guys. Team looks good, Luke. I wish you the best of luck. You definitely have the levels to make the playoffs. You're going to need a win tomorrow, though, to lock that up. Or in the next match day. Finhell. Oh, boy. Yeah, so this team is in some deep trouble. Lots of deaths, missing lots of players. Yep. I don't rate your chances high going in against Splinter's Dwarfs, Finn. I'm sorry. I really hope that you do win, but the team's beat. It's beat up pretty bad, and you're still at 2 rerolls, man. Best of luck to you. I don't know if you're going to make the cutoff, though, man. It's tough to see. Hopefully, we'll see some fire ignited, and when Season 11 picks back up, Finhale will be jumping off. Daffo with the Quebec City Nats Club. That is a lot of Mighty Blow. This is most definitely a killer team. He did indeed pick up the thrower, finally. So he's got 2 Sure Hands pieces, tons of Mighty Blow, tons of Tackle, Frenzy. So this work team's skilled. Skilled to the beak. They are most definitely going to be advancing into the playoffs. And I think he's going to bring the pain for whoever he's going to be up against. I really don't like seeing fed orc teams like this. But Daffo's played him well. He's got the levels where he needs them. And he's even got that sexy troll to boot. So, good luck, Daffo. It's a scary looking team, man. Mercy Flush with the Zons. Alright, and there's all the blodge. We got MA down. We got Mighty Blow on 1 Blitzer. Complete lack of tackle, though. So the teams he's kind of looking to feed off of are the finesse teams, right? I don't know many Amazons that want to go toe-to-toe with the bash teams. Yeah, tons of blodge. So this looks good as far as where the players are at on his team. Obviously, we'd like to see a little bit more. But he's got enough players at 2 and 3 that I think he'll be able to perform, especially if he's running 12 deep right now and he's only at 1270. He should pick up some nice inducements for whatever game he plays. So, with you having 3 wins, Mercy, I do believe 9 points clinches it. I could be wrong when we do our wrap-up video for round 2 or the playoff look at for the teams. I think you're in there, so... good job, and if I'm wrong, y'all can flip me off, but I think Mercy's got it locked up leading the division, and I think he'll probably make it to the first or second round at least of the playoffs. So, good luck, Mercy, and Godspeed. After Mercy, we got Stoned Under. These guys are in last place, unfortunately. Underworld is a team that takes quite a fair bit to get going. He does, however, have the obscene Mighty Blow Claw Skevens, Blitzers. He's got the thrower with extra arms and foul appearance. Man, he's definitely got the skills going on here to keep this team in it. Unfortunately, I don't think with 1 match day left he can actually hit the point requirements he needs. So, I'm sorry. I think you're out of it, my guy. I appreciate you coming out. Team looks good. You took Underworld into the World Cups. Whew, had a hell of a showing. Thank you. I appreciate you being out with us. And Splinter's Nasty Dwarfs with Pull This. So, we've got the guard ball going. He's got no levels on the Troll Slayers. That's a little strange, but he's got an Agi Up Blitzer and a Kick Mighty Blow Blitzer. Kick's a bit of a weird skill. I know I've talked about this a few times on a Blitzer. For those of you just tuning in, it's kind of strange. And then we have Sprint. Sure Feet. It's probably Sprint. No, it's Sure Feet. So, lots of GFIs coming from this guy for your reroll there. That's probably the primary ball carrier, seeing as how he's got blodge and free reroll for his GFIs. Apart from that, team looks good. This blodge dwarf is gross, and that's nasty. I don't like seeing long bears that have dodge. He's definitely not going down. So, Splinter with the dwarfs, they look alright. We'd obviously like to see a few more skills on some of these guys, but you've got a bit of the guard going. Well, looking at this, I don't know if I would have taken dodge here. You're kind of light on guard for dwarves. I know three to 4 is the magic number. I'd probably point toward 4, but I know you play dwarves a lot more than I do, which is to say at all. So you might know something that I don't, and yeah. You definitely do need a win, though. So on this next match day, for match day 4 and match day 5, you need to hit them wins, Splinter. So good luck, and I look forward to see you bringing the pain. So with that and the teams, we looked at our leaderboard. We've looked at who's played for this match day. Let's go ahead and take a look at the last match day and see what we've got. So this is a must-win for Luke versus Finn Hill. This is not a absolute must-win for Splinter. Here, he does need the win, but if he loses this game, he's not guaranteed elimination. So, this one, he's probably Sluzurm. Well, Stoned Under, the team is going to be looking to put some pain on the dwarfs, I imagine, at the very least, to see if he can hurt him going into the next round. And this game, sorry guys, tired, long day. So Amazons versus the Orcs is going to be interesting, right? Mercy's division leader, Daffo, is in second. This game doesn't matter so much as far as if they make the playoffs or not, but this game is going to matter injury-wise. It's going to matter seeding-wise. So this is probably the game I'm going to want to watch for match day 5, if anybody was interested. And I think this one will be the most interesting to see if the Zons hold up versus the mighty killer Orc Menace. So, I know it's a bit quick on this one. You know, things get quicker as we move on, right? Fewer teams, etc., etc. I want to thank you guys for watching, all the participants so far, everybody who did and didn't make the cut going into the playoffs, and also for people not dropping, right? Because a drop just jacks everybody up. So people who are continuing playing, even though they're kind of eliminated and they kind of know they're not going to go there, I want to say I appreciate you guys. Thank you for sticking it out. Thank you for playing it out. And thank you for making the match days just as memorable later on as they were in the beginning. So with that, always remember, pandas never lose. We only win less.
Nice job, Panda. And ditto on those guys sticking it out. Man, we appreciate you guys so much for finishing up the whole way through. Even if you were eliminated 2 games ago. Appreciate you so much. Okay, so that is it for the MCC. Real quick, this picture right here is also another team of Discums Painted. Alright, with that pushed out of the way, let's go over to Scum in this week's Patty division. Yes, it's Patty this week. They may or may not also be paying me. Alright.
Right, here we are. So, World Cup qualifiers do continue here. Here we are in the Paddy division. And it's been quite the development the last few days, isn't it? They're already now trying to finish up day 4. By the time you get my next broadcast here, it's going to be likely the wrap-up game 5 with EU advance. And then, of course, it's going to be the ever so popular and spectacular preview. So, let's go and take a look at what's been going on with these teams here. Alright, let's move along here. Excuse me, thank you very much. Okay, no, not that one, that one. Alright, Marienburg Golden Gods. They have been the Cinderella of this team. Of course, it's also Cinderella when she gets jacked and her carriage gets turned and smashed into pies. So, let's see what's left of the team here. A quick little peek, thank you very much. As you can see, it's again the beginnings of a rebuild. Yeah, he's gotten used to doing that there. Almost like he's an orc team the way he's been rebuilding and replacing players. Again, Fluty's had to pick up the accurate because now he realises he has to throw the ball away more often than not. He's trying to keep some catches alive. He's now into the 3rd catcher because that's the only game he's got that's actually starting to work here. Go into a mobile passing game. Anything else, he's going to get smeared, and he knows it. And you can see here the skills. Pass block of all things here. He's now got the one key blitzer he hopes he can pull him away. And, of course, the man who earns all the money and the cheerleaders. Can they get any further? Well, we're going to find out when we go take a look at the standings here. Alright, I'll take a quick look here. Alright, naturally talented. Oh dear. Well, this team, it came in with so much promise, thinking top of the tiers, and, well, it's hard to explain other than death. Lots and lots of death, pain, misery, suffering. You'd think he was married. So let's take a look here. The blitzers have built up quite phenomenal skills, but they can't do it all on their own. The catches, you can see now, he's constantly having to protect catches. He's now got the third one online, trying to protect what's going on here. The incredible thrower that just on the baddest of days, he lives and dies by the ones, more ways than ever. And then, of course, the lineman trying to do something. He's got the kick and the block. He's realised he needs to keep this kicker alive. Otherwise, smart coaches are targeting this play and taking him out of the game. 3 rerolls, Pothcary. But what happened? Well, it's going to be a good discussion, isn't it? Meanwhile, Burning Machines took them a while, but they finally found how to get their grit and get moving on. Absolutely phenomenal. And that's what you want to see. Yep, absolutely. There you go. He's got the clap as he's earned it. Definitely. Look at all this guard. It's the design he decided to go with, and it works for this coach because it does the things he wants. He's ended up with a kill piece, finally, who started racking up a phenomenal tally. And now, of all things, he's actually starting to work on the second one because he's looking ahead to the final 16. And then you can see here, wrestle, and then, of course, this is the one people are going, well, why would he do that? No, it's absolutely brilliant. No, it really is brilliant when you look at the skilling. Kick-off return. Because it gets him that key 3 squares moving towards the ball against teams with kick, which therefore helps nullify the damage that can actually do. This is absolutely, sniffing the vape is brilliant. I completely endorse this one. Will he go for? That's a really good, tough question, isn't it? He's going to get out. He's going to make a final 16. Absolutely. But how far will they go? Well, that's going to be up to Nuffle to decide, isn't it? Here was the team I had to absolutely call and say, look, this was going to be the building round of 5 for him to get to the 16. And it has done exactly that. His genius has shown through with all the stand firm. Time and again, this stand firm has completely wrecked up his opponents and made a complete and utter mess of them. Yeah, exactly. Completely agree with that one. No one thought this was useful. It's been brilliant. Finally, now he's gotten built up the guard. He's even got, of all things, a diving tackle. Well, why not? If he gets him in the right spot, you're not dodging away, you twat whistle. And then, of course, the Troll Slayers have started doing their own business. Someday they'll buy tackles. It's not the most urgent thing. He's got the rest of the team for it. And you can see here the Blitzer, who's got the blodge, and, of course, the Runner, who's got the blodge. It's gone fame to fame to fame. He's going to Final 16. How far will he go? Well, we'll have that for a separate discussion, won't we? And then let's look at, the great spoiler of the league. Yeah, you got it. These fine, strapping lads absolutely are the spoiler. So let's take a look at what they've become here. He's got the Berserkers. Mighty Blow, of course, the tackle to chase things down here. He's got the Yeti again. He's finally got a casualty. If anything, this is his biggest stumble piece. It's been time and time again his stumble piece. And then, of course, well, the Mighty Pair of Werewolves, as you can see, he's gone and changed up what he's actually building this one for. He went and decided to buy Juggernaut, of all things. Why Juggernaut? Why not Block? Well, he's figuring his luck. If he finally dies, he dies. He doesn't want to worry about it. But Juggernaut means he's going to use him for blitzing in, and then he's basically a token for punishment. Lots and lots of pounding. Here we go. There's the ball carrier, of course. When he's out of a game, it becomes a weird game, doesn't it? And then as for the rest of the team, he's picked up the kick, and now he's started to clue into that diabolical design. Let's go with Fend. And it works. It really works. So here's the spoiler. The last games are going to show everything. And finally, here we are. Voted most aided by 2018. Boy, they came in. They looked like they'd be the #1 team. And disaster's been happening ever since. Look at the casualties and injuries they've started racking up. more missed next games, more niggles. Even though he's got a good fine stack of blodge, wrestle, he's got so many crazy skills in this team. But now he's having to spend the money like crazy every game replacing a player, replacing a player, replacing a player. And he's usually down now 2 or 3 players. Well, that's what happens when he suddenly is run into a flood of tackle and suddenly the luck's just not there. Can he do it? Well, let's take a look at the actual leaderboard. This is what's gone down. As you can see, almost all these teams here, with just the 2 exceptions, the Norse have yet to play the Amazons. This is going to be the make or break game for both teams. This is really it. Because the Trolls have marched on. They are going to advance here. There's nothing going to stop them. The Dwarves, as they said, they had that one little topsy-turvy game, and after that, they have just marched on, confident, secure, and with a little bit of boogie electric. They're going to salt it down there, and they're going to sprinkle glam all the way down the field. Then glam is usually your sparkling blood. Amazons, like I said, this is the make-or-break game coming up against the Norse. The Norse, didn't I actually predict that there? They're going for 5 ties. 5 ties isn't such a bad record. But lads, you need to win this one. No, seriously, you just need to win this one. If you can win this one, you're in probably. With that record, you're probably in. As for the Amazons, look out, the humans just won't quit. No, I'm serious, they just won't quit. They've been offered bribes galore, and nope, they've just stuck their noses up in the air, and they're not quitting, so there they are, still trying to get something. And there, of course, the Elven Union, the biggest surprise, right there in the bottom. So let's take a look at the schedule here. As we said, this is the big game coming up here. As you can see, Marienburg pulled out, finally, the win they needed in day 4. They at last needed this win, and it's made all the difference here. As for Atomic Love Boogie, well, they finally ran into the Birdie Machines, who just... Birdie Machines had to prove something. They could beat a Dwarf team, and they did it soundly. So let's take a look at the final games here. Naturally Talented versus Most Hated. Most Hated wants to win this game so bad, but Naturally Talented has got something to prove. They need to get a win. It's like I said, look, right at the bottom. They want any prayer. They've got to help. There's a tie here, then they have to get a win to maybe leap ahead. So, believe it or not here, they actually might want to win this one. This is not what the Amazons wanted. A team that is hungry and desperate for a win. Birdie Machines versus Marienburg. I don't know what to tell you, lad, but the humans are going to have to put on the greatest fight of their lives to try and steal out a win, and I will call it that. It's going to be stealing it out. But if they get a tie, they're fine. Maybe. Just maybe. Really, lad, though, if you want to control your own fate, take the win. Birdie Machines, you don't care. No, seriously, you're in a position you don't care. If you really want to mess things up and let the humans in, you might almost, well, accidentally drop the ball a few times to send the dwarves to go pick it up. Murphy's Law, the dwarves will get it every time. And Chill Dudes versus the Atomic Love Boogie. You are the spoiler, lad. You really are the spoiler. You want to win. This is going to be your tough team to do it against. You can beat him, though, because you have something he doesn't have. Speed. Lots and lots of speed. Well, also lots and lots of alcohol, but, that goes without saying. Okay, so we're going to give a good look to all you lads here, and it's going to be a hell of a fun time, and I'm looking forward to how this finally shapes out. You're all still kind of in the thick of it, but like I said, it's going to come down to at least 3 of the teams have to get wins. Nothing else will satisfy. 2 of you, though, looks like you're on your way. Have fun in the final 16, lads. Nuffle, bless your dice.
Another great cast to scum. Man, that division's pretty close. I mean, there was no real runaway. I mean, I expect Mr. Light to finish first, but yeah, wow. Good division. Good stuff. Anyway, let's go ahead and go over to 2 Kills 1 Cup in the CDT division.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Alright. This is 2 Kills 1 Cup.
giving you the tired version of the Nats World Cup qualifier for the CDT division. So let's go into a quick recap before we finish it up, since we are on the last scheduled day for the CDT division. I think since we last followed up, we had not done day 3 for our teams, where in day 3, Notorious Lotharios tied Bats Out of Hell 1-1, King of Diamonds lost to Run Wild 0-3, and Typical Lizards beat Sora Circus 2-1. Moving on to day 4, Notorious Lotharios beat Sora Circus 2-1, Runnin' Wild beat Typical Lizards 3-0, and Bats Out of Hell tied King of Diamonds 1-1. And so if we go to our leaderboard here, we have Angry Panda's Runnin' Wild here in first with a 3-1-0. Cadets Typical Lizards taking their first loss to Panda, going 3-0-1. Notorious Lotharios by Lando with a 2-1-1. Some people who may still possibly make it into the bottom 3, all depends on scores, are sort of Circus. My team 1-0-3, Steeler Daddy 0-3-1, and Tassarin's King of Diamonds 0-1-3. Take a quick look at the teams here. We have the Bats Out of Hell. This is a big beefy undead team with 2 mummies that are skilled up twice, a bunch of ghouls that for some reason are still alive that have a lot of skills on them. We've got 2 dirty players that are still in the mix, which that's going to be rough for the next person they're playing, because I imagine they're just going to, you now have 2 fouling machines, so it's going to be non-stop fouls. We do have a MNG on this kicker here, and then 2 whites, one with Frenzy, one with Tackle, both Mighty Blow, which they will help to bring some of the pain as well. This is only a team of 11 players, so really anybody going off the pitch is going to limit them, so both of these dirty players are going to be right there in your face from the beginning. So see how much damage they do in their next game, but this is a beat 'em up type of team, and I'm actually surprised that we've gotten 3 ties, because I would expect them to be able to bring more pain and still get some ball control. Sora Circus got a Croxy with guard and break tackle. Saurus, who took a -1 movement, who had block and tackle. We have 2 Saurus with block, 1 with a less AV, and then 2 Saurus both with tackle, 1 with mighty blow and another one with block. And then a couple of skinks, sidestep, diving tackle, just out there to annoy. Team's a little underdeveloped, continually plagued by injuries. These are the Saurus that haven't been fired, so I don't have high hopes for this team anymore. But we'll see. Get a win in, it's still a possibility they could rank into the playoffs. Angry Panda's Runnin' Wild. We've got 2 War Dancers, 1 War Dancer with a Niggler, who I can see because the levels is still in there, but I mean, he's going to be a primary target to go down as soon as somebody gets the chance. Do have a catcher with +1 AG, blodge, sidestep, so that's going to be hard to deal with. A couple wrestle linemen, which will make it, and dodge, which means we just have a multitude of ball getting options here, as well as a multitude of players who can go and grab the ball, followed by another catcher down here with blodge and sidestep. So it's just a fast team, can get in, get the ball wherever they want, and go for it. So if they can survive the injuries, they will continue to outpace their opponent. We've got Cadets Typical Lizards. We've got some Saurus, couple guard on them, Frenzy on them. break tackle, so mainly some positionals and some movement to kind of open up spots for these skinks to get through. And these skinks that have leveled up like crazy and somehow aren't dead, it's highly surprising. I don't know how they're all still alive. Must be lucky. And then we do have a Croxy with guard and stand firm, which means he is gonna sit there where you don't want him and stay there. So with the amount of skills on the skinks and the skills that are now in place on the Saurus, I expect him to be able to create lanes for these skinks to go through and score quickly. So the team is set up pretty well. Land of the Gamblers, Notorious Lotharios. Also have some power war dancers. Linemen with tackle, a couple linemen with tackle, kick, get a treeman, couple Rogers. So a multitude of skills in here to really kind of do whatever they want. So we in this division have two teams that are of Wood Elves that are really set up for success here. So should expect to see them both in the playoffs. And that is it for the division. So some predictions. We have Running Wild versus Notorious Lotharios. Notorious Lotharios, I think, has more tackle than Running Wild, but Running Wild has a little bit more skills. I might put this at a 3-2 win for Running Wild. Sora Circus versus Bats Out of Hell. Probably going to be a lot of injuries. Down one Saurus. I imagine it's going to be a 2-1 Bats Out of Hell over Sora Circus. And then Tickable Lizards versus King of Diamonds. Tasserin has just been getting crapped on by a lot of dice. He does have some skills to bring some pain to those skinks. And he does have a lot of guard on his orcs as well. So I may put this at a 2-2 tie of King of Diamonds, Typical Lizards, unless King of Diamonds finally gets their dice and can overcome Typical Lizards. But that is our predictions. We will see how they end up turning out when we bring our next round of BPN for all you kiddies. 2 kills, too tired for a catchphrase, over and out.
I love that. Too tired for a catchphrase. I think we found your persona. Okay, anyway, great job covering CDT. I know this is late in the week, but yeah, I already know the outcome. Alright guys, that is it for Bbpn. I'm sorry that it came out so late. We were trying to wait for the core division. They had some volume issues and shit like that. It doesn't matter. Whatever. You guys know how it goes. Okay, that's it for Bbpn. This is Cadet Tank saying, sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but never bet against me. That includes you two kills.